What's happening with it? This is Slink Johnson, a.k.a. Black Jesus, your Lord and Savior, and you're listening to the Red Rock Podcast Network. How you love that?
You are listening to the Red Rock Podcast Network, featuring Pod of Thrones and
the Shiznit.
Look, this is for my old head, young G's, etc. Dino Red said he loves the intellect. Yes, he never hesitates. I can rap whatever, bro. I'm only in first gear and still weighing heavy. Living in the cold world full of that nonsense. Drug heads, teen moms, day-to-day violence. Fiends at the corner, panhandle for bottles. 12-year-olds running around with pistols and hollows. Fuck with my conscience, but still I do. I know right from wrong, but my decisions is stupid. My generation is crazy, and the media proof. Ignorance is bliss, and we a zillion flukes. And that's why I'm here. Old soul kicking brand new flavor in your ear. Rapper of the year.
This is the Red Rock Podcast Network. From Red Rock Studios in Los Angeles, California, this is the Shiznit. Now, put your hands together for the Shiznit.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Shiznit Show. I'm your boy, your host, Dino Red, and I have with me, as usual, my ride or dies, Mr. the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pip Lilly.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm sitting right here.
Yeah. No Dejon today, so, yeah. All right, moving along. Man, oh, my God, this day is starting off crazy.
Is it because of the time change?
The time change is a big factor in it. Yeah, I'm up doing show prep. All of a sudden, and you know, my watch is, you know, it's analog, so you have to change it manually.
Sure.
I forgot that the time change, but you know, all the digital of the phone and the computers, all stuff changes automatically.
Love that.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Alexa.
Me too. Exactly. So I'm looking at my computer. And I'm like, what in the hell? Where did the time go? I don't mismanage my time like that. And just when I'm like starting to wonder about the time, then I'm hearing all this like sirens and stuff and like commotion coming through my front door and stuff. And this is 911.
Just
paramedics. The paramedics, yes. The paramedics are in my house. They're taking my dad away and they're asking me all kinds of questions and all this stuff. Now, this has happened, like, you know, my dad's elderly, as you know. He'll be 80 in a month. So this doesn't happen as much as it used to, but anybody who has an elderly person living with them knows that this kind of thing happens. You know, it's not out of the ordinary. And it doesn't happen, like I said, it doesn't happen as much as it used to. It's happened much more frequently. But, yeah, I knew he'd been a little under the weather the last, week or so.
Right.
But I didn't know he was, last night he had company and he was in there laughing and talking and everything. And, I don't know. It's weird. My sister actually called. I thought it was he that called because he's called for himself like most of the time. It's been him that's called. And I thought it was him. But no, it was my sister. He was talking to my sister.
He's talking to your sister on the phone, and then she thought she needed to call the emergency services, but nobody notified you? Yeah. They was coming to your house?
Well, no. They tried to, but they were calling me all on, everybody does everything by the cell phone.
Okay.
And so my house phone is not ringing. And my cell phone, I'm not looking at my cell phone because I'm on the computer doing show prep. Right. So I'm not really looking at my phone like that at the moment. So, and then actually by the time they started calling me, the paramedics were already here. So there was that. So I'm already like with them, like answering all the questions that he want to answer. And so my phone is just blowing up and I don't even know it because I always have my ringer off. I never have my ringer on. Just never, because I don't want to be that dude to be someplace where it's not supposed to be on and it accidentally goes off.
So you never turn it on?
I never turn it on. It's
okay.
And I don't get that many phone calls on my phone.
Okay.
And I just feel like if it's an emergency, you should be calling me. But I guess I need to get out of that because times are changing.
Yeah, people don't call home lines.
No, people don't. Even if you have one, because they don't have one. I
don't even call my mom when I know she at home. Because I know she got her cell phone on her wherever she at.
And see, I'm a little bit more old school because I have to be because of this house and where I live. I don't get great service in the house.
Okay.
Like, so why am I going to be struggling on my cell phone when I got a landline right here?
I understand that, but I would use that to call out, but I would just,
Yeah, I do. And
I would just assume most people call my cell phone.
I tell people, to if they call me on my cell, I tell them to call me back on the house phone or whatever. But yeah, generally they call me first on the landline. But I suspect that even though he's feeling under the weather, that there's something else at play here. I think there might be some attention type thing going on.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that,
better than foul play.
Well, this is the reason why I say this, because this almost exact same thing happened just like last night. One of the reasons why he had company is because he's on the phone with, like a friend of the family or whatever. And while he's talking to her, he gets disconnected or something. And she calls back. She can't reach him or whatever. She starts panicking.
So she come over.
So she didn't come over because she's out of state.
Oh, okay.
But she starts calling people in multiple states, to try to reach me, to try to, whatever. And she calls her ex-husband, who is in this state, still in this state, who's also a friend of the family, has him come by. Mm-hmm. So that's who he had a company last night or whatever. So, we went and checked on him then, and he was, like I said, he's not feeling great. He's under the weather, but he was, fine. Not, not like you need to call the paramedics. It wasn't like he,
Easy for you to say.
That time, usually it is, but anyway. So then my niece tells me that they called because her and my sister called because he was talking to my sister, and something similar happened where like he actually I think yesterday was the phone went dead, but then this time it was like she said he kind of started stammering or something, and she thought he was having a heart attack. So I don't know. The paramedics get here, whatever. He didn't appear to be having a heart attack or just had a heart attack or anything like that. So I don't know.
That is crazy. Good morning.
So there's that, and then I get the message from Dejan that she's not coming in or whatever, and like, okay, so yeah.
All right, well, you know what? So the day's got cracking,
and it's still not over. It's still not all the bad stuff. Then we're trying to get in touch with our guests. We were supposed to be having Daryl E. McCullough from the Full Circle podcast. He was supposed to be our guest today, and then I'm having all kind of technical difficulties or whatever, and couldn't connect with him and couldn't reach him, and so I have to reschedule him, and that sucks because I was really looking forward to having him on the show. I've been on his show like many times, and Daryl, and you guys know we never do themes here, but today we decided to kind of do a theme since the Oscars were last week, the Academy Awards.
Yes. And
Pip and I love TV, and we always talk about TV or whatever.
Love TV.
And then Netflix. So we're going to do an all film and TV show. Yes. And my buddy, podcaster, Daryl E. McCullough, he is a filmmaker. He's an independent filmmaker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in addition to being a podcaster and a poet and a writer, he's
a Renaissance man.
He is definitely a Renaissance man. Cool ass dude, even for a conservative.
Oh, a conservative too.
But that's my boy. I love him to death. I like his
man
show.
Of intrigue.
He's a great guy, intelligent guy, and very talented. I love talking TV and movies with him. So I would look forward to rescheduling. Hopefully it'll be next week. I'm not sure if it'll be next week or when, but I got to get these technical difficulties ironed out, and then we'll have him on. So Daryl McCullough, brother, I am so sorry. So sorry. Look forward to having you on at a later date. So,
all right. So it's going to be some. All that happened. So the show must be good.
You think so? You think that you one of those people that everything happens for a reason, or like?
No, I do not think that.
You don't think that?
I do not think
you
that.
You just talking shit.
No, I think that I do believe that flowers can come out of shit.
Yeah, okay.
I believe that shit can sometimes be
fertilizer.
Have you ever seen that?
Have you seen that? Have you seen flowers come out of shit?
I've seen.
You've seen flowers come out of fertilizer.
I've seen
which is not exactly the same thing as shit. Although we act like it is, it's not exactly the same. It's really not.
Well, there's a aspect of fertilizer. Shit can be fertilizer.
Yeah, it can be, but it's a very specific type of shit.
I'll tell you what.
You can't just use any old kind of shit.
It's true.
Did you know that?
Yes, you know what my grandfather used to love? Oh, no, I can't believe we're talking about shit now. My grandfather was from Kentucky, and he loved to farm. And the one true regret I have in life is that I didn't have enough success in my grandfather's lifetime to buy him a farm for him to retire on, because that's all he really, really wanted.
Okay.
And so anyway, his favorite fertilizer was chicken shit.
Really?
Yes, he loved to get the shit straight from the chickens and put it in his garden.
Interesting. Well, you can only use shit from animals that are vegetarians.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, if there's meat in, if they eat meat, then the shit's no good. Like our shit, you can't use people shit.
That's just gross.
To grow stuff. You can't. It has to be like horses and cows and things that just eat grain and hay and stuff like that. That's why you can use chicken
Enzymes
as well.
And stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though chickens eat worms though, and that's a meat. But I guess it's
but
so
the
little
chickens
bit
that
of
are
protein.
farm raised are probably just eating feed.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I think of a big fat juicy worm cross a chicken's path on the farm.
They might go after that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he gonna shoot that. Oh man! So before we get into the show, let me bring you guys up to. I got some stuff about my daughter to talk about. Like you guys know, this show is all about me in my life and me trying to like work through stuff and figure stuff out and doing it here. So maybe you guys can help me. Maybe, Pip, you got some wisdom, or maybe somebody can write in
full of wisdom.
and tell me. You are full of wisdom.
Full of something.
You're full of shit, too, but you're full of wisdom as well. Equally. It's like you 50-50.
You're all right. That's all right.
I have the hardest time. My daughter is an angel, damn near perfect. She used to have some social issues. She's gotten those pretty much conquered, and she just learned to keep her hands to herself, so she gets great grades. She's reading like several grades above grade level, like almost high school, if not high school, and she's only 9. But the one thing, this girl does not want to clean her room. She just refuses. Like she can get. The first thing I do is take away stuff. Start taking away TV, and then first I took. Okay, no TV privilege. And I caught her sneaking watching TV anyway. So I took the TV out of her room, which I've done before. Then took her pads and then all her other devices that connect to the internet. Took her computer privileges away with the exception of her homework. Mm-hmm. And it will still take her weeks and weeks and weeks to clean her room. Even with the threat of what we call consequences. Mm-hmm. Consequences is a code word that I came up with before Danya was born, and it means spanking.
Okay.
But because of the society that we live in and people are so, crazy about, you want to be able to use that threat to get your kid in line.
Sure.
That's the best. The more than spanking is the threat of a spanking.
Okay.
Is what is great about it. You don't have to actually do it as much as you, if she got it as much as she got threatened with it, she'd stay black and blue.
Sure.
But she gets, the threats. But unfortunately, in order for the threat to be, to carry weight, you do have to carry it out from time to time.
All right.
So I am like I don't spank often, but I do spank her, and I do spank her as like a last resort after she's been talked to and given multiple warnings or whatever. Nothing else seems to be working. I will do it. She hasn't had a whole lot of them, but she does get them. We do believe in them. Done the right way, you know what I mean? Not going overboard or, not abusive or whatever. But I know there's a lot of people out there, and we've even talked about it on this show, that they think any type of corporal punishment is abuse, and we're not going to go that route.
I feel what you're saying. I'm just listening. I'm just listening without
you
judgment.
haven't said anything. Yeah.
No, I'm just listening without judgment. No, because like I get you, but I'm trying to. I had a messy room growing up. I was a lot like her. I got good grades in school and stuff like that, but I just didn't want to clean my room.
Yeah.
And nothing my mother did would make me clean my room. I was unmotivated to do it, and I didn't care about it. I didn't see why it was important.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it was. It's really funny because now my room's a mess, and it drives me batty. And I can't ever get it good enough now to where it's clean enough, ever. But when I was, my room was like Theo's from The Cosby Show.
Okay.
Like you could walk in and like you'd be like, are you in here? And then like I would raise up and from a pile of clothes that was on my bed.
Yeah, that's usually a boy trait.
Yeah.
But she inherited that from her mother. Her mother. I was not a neat freak as a kid, or even now. Even though my wife thinks that I am, but I would submit to her that's comparatively speaking.
Right.
I'm a neat freak. Sure. In reality, I'm not. I am neater than most women I've been involved with, but my wife is a little bit on the untidy side. And
but with Danya, is she
inherited.
Is she a clutterer? What is she, a clutterer or like a? You know what I mean? Because that's my thing. I'm a clutterer. I don't hang up clothes. I have papers everywhere.
She's all of that. She's a clutterer.
But like I never had like an old apple core in my room or nothing.
No, because she's not allowed to have food up there.
Okay.
But if she was, that would be up there. I have no doubt that if she could eat in her room, that would. But no,